opportunity to carry Dalvin Tomlinson into the end zone for his second touchdown of the day, and one that would give the Giants a 31-24 lead after the extra point from Graham Gano. That was 7:47 left in the game. Now with 3:28 to go, how about this call from Brian Daboll? Let's go for it on our own 45 and let Daniel Jones sneak it again. And he is up to the task once again, and the Giants are able to milk some more clock. They'd eventually have to punt it away because here on 3rd and 15, Jones finds Darius Slayton. Looked like he might have been able to run free for the first down, but he drops it. So the Giants punt it back to the Vikings, and Minnesota has new life. Dexter Lawrence destroying the Vikings offensive line, getting to Kirk Cousins. Kirk gets it away, but Lawrence gets tagged with the roughing the passer. Got up high on Kirk Cousins, and the Vikings have a little breathing room. Cousins then finds T.J. Hockenson, who had a monster day, finishes with 10 catches and 129 yards, 3rd and 8. Cousins again over the middle. K.J. Osborne cannot reel it in. Osborne just 2 catches and 20 yards. One of those went for a touchdown, though. So 4th and 8. Down to it here for Kirk Cousins, who's going to T.J. Hockenson, but well short of the line to gain a 3-yard reception on 4th and 8. Not going to get it done. And Brian Daboll says it's time to take some knees. Victory formation for Daniel Jones and the Giants in Daboll's first season as head coach of the Giants franchise, and they are headed on to the postseason, becoming the first road team to win a playoff game here in this playoffs. Giants 31-24. They get it done. Redlow's back here with Scott Pioli. Scott, let's talk a little bit about that end of game sequence. First there, you know, you get Brian Daboll, you know, the opportunity to milk some more clock, give Daniel Jones an opportunity to sneak it on 4th and 1. You still have to punt it away. What did you make of that last possession for the Minnesota Vikings as they were going down there trying to tie it and keep this game rolling?
I love the decisions that Brian made because, to tell you, this is Brian to a T. I've known him for a very long time. He is a confident person, but also he believes in risks, but not being reckless. The risks he took at the end of the game, he knew something. He felt it wasn't just about analytics. This was about how he felt about the circumstances in the game and where his team was and how his team was performing and where his quarterback was at. So to me, I love that end of the game sequence. It showed Brian, you know, playing the way that he believes. He was showing his team that this is the kind of football team that we're going to be. And this went with the flow of the entire game. The Giants were really in control of this game. I mean, heck, every scoring drive that they had was 75 yards or more today. When they were on a roll, they were on a roll, and Brian knew it, and so did their entire football team, Rhett.
Yeah, and then for the Vikings, you know, as you watch that final possession that they ended up not converting on the 4th and 8, and, you know, the reasoning to throw a pass 5 yards shy of the line to gain there, Scott, when you know the game's on the line and you got to have it. I mean, you're hoping that T.J. Hockenson can break a tackle, but, I mean, look, we could sit here and second-guess it all day long. They thought that was their best play. How did you see it?
Well, you know, I understand what they were trying to do. Get the ball in the hands of the guy that's been their best player today, and that was T.J. Hockenson. And usually when T.J. Hockenson is matched up one-on-one, he can break a tackle or get a little yardage after contact. That was the decision they made. I'm not crazy about throwing the ball that short of the sticks, especially in a situation like that. That's going to be questioned because they lost the game. If T.J. Hockenson breaks that tackle, they're going to be talking very differently about the decision for Kirk Cousins to make that throw to Hockenson.
Okay, so let's look at this. I mean, like, you look at this game for the Giants, 31-24, and the way they've won all year long, run game, playing good defense. Saquon Barkley finishes with 9 carries, Scott. And, I mean, I guess that's, you know, you got to, again, tip your cap to what Daniel Jones was able to do and eating up, you know, a Minnesota defense and pass defense in particular that was near the bottom of the league.
Yeah, this is what Brian Daboll's philosophy is. The same philosophy that he learned working with us beginning in 2000. You have individual game plans for each game. You can go into a game with a game plan, but when something starts working, you stick with it. And that's exactly what he did. Next week may be a week where Saquon Barkley gets 25 rushes for all we know. But again, here was the key to what the Giants did, in my opinion. When they have been successful this year, it's been all about clean football and Daniel Jones being clean and not being the player that he's been in the past. What happened today was the Giants had only 5 penalties, and that 5th penalty was the one on Lawrence, which, in my opinion, was very questionable. So 5 penalties, no turnovers. To me, clean football, along with a time of possession of just about 34 minutes, that's what the Giants needed to do to win today. But again, that's been their formula every time that they've been successful this year. And a lot of that comes from Brian Daboll, because Brian Daboll comes from that same family that believes in clean football in terms of turnovers and penalties and not having key penalties at bad times.
Yeah, 0 turnovers at all in this game, and then just 8 combined penalties between the two teams. About as clean as you'll see a postseason game played. And again, Giants 31-24 winners. Daniel Jones finishes with 301 yards passing and 78 yards rushing on 17 attempts. Did what was required to get his team a W. And our Tom Pelissero caught up with DJ after the game.
Daniel, 3 weeks ago, you guys came in here. You couldn't quite finish them off. What was the difference today?
I thought we took better care of the ball. Obviously, I think that was big. Defense stepped up, played huge all day. Guys up front did a great job. I thought we just played a cleaner game overall. But proud of these guys. We'll enjoy it, but a lot of work to do.
First playoff win for this organization in 11 years. What does it mean to the Giants?
Yeah, we're excited. We're excited. You know, we'll keep going. We got a lot ahead of us, but we'll keep going. It's been fun so far.
You played outstanding throughout the course of the day.
That's my quarterback. Love you, baby. Yes, sir.
You got the likes of Jalen Smith, who are obviously on your side. What do you hope you're showing during this early playoff run here?
I think we're just a tough group. We're a tough, competitive group like we've been all year. We're going to compete for 60 minutes and play good, smart football, give ourselves a chance to win. But we're confident in what we got, and we'll keep working.
Now you got to go to Philly. What's it going to take?
Another clean game. You know, we'll prepare this week, have another great week of prep, and go out there and expect to play well.
Congrats, Daniel. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, look at Danny Dimes wearing the chains, you know, that were made popular by one Kirk Cousins on a certain flight home. Giants social team coming after it today, after the win on the road. Time now for You've Been Upgraded, presented by Pepsi Zero Sugar, and it sure did feel like Daniel Jones upgraded this Giants offense in the biggest moments. Finishes with 17 carries for 78 yards. Physical rushing yards, too, and a couple of those key 4th and 1 QB sneaks to extend drives and to work more clock. Those 10 carries and 71 yards came in the first half alone. Final 7 go for just 7 yards. So nice work by Daniel Jones on the ground and through the air. 24 of 35, 301 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now upgrading the New York Giants to the divisional round of the playoffs. Scott Pioli, as you look at what Daniel Jones was able to do here, I mean, he has proven that he is the right fit for this Giants team and for this Brian Daboll system. How do you evaluate the way he played today?
Well, you know, right, you say he's the right fit for Brian Daboll's system, but what he has to remember is that Brian is the right fit for him.
Sure.
You look at him this season, over the course of this season, he was 7th best in the National Football League in terms of touchdown to interception ratio. He had 15 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. That was the best mark by a New York Giants quarterback since Phil Simms in 1990. And when Daniel Jones has learned, we know he's a smart guy. He's always made good decisions. He's had to make more decisions with more confidence. And that's what Brian Daboll was able to bring to him this year. When Daniel makes good decisions and he is confident, as we see on some of these runs here, on the design runs where he takes the ball, he's even running with confidence. He's covering up the ball with both hands. He's doing all of the smart things that we knew he was capable of, but Brian held him accountable, and he's doing all these things. The Giants need to keep Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones needs to be smart enough to know that he is in a great place with a terrific head coach who, again, has been around Tom Brady, Josh Allen during their development, Tua, Jalen Hurts at Alabama. This is a good marriage, and I hope it continues.
Oh, and by the way, we're going to see round 3 between the Giants and the Eagles in the divisional round of the playoffs, as the Eagles will host the Giants as the 6th seed in the divisional round. Can't wait for that matchup. And then the 49ers as the 2 seed will get the winner of the Bucks and the Cowboys. For Daniel Jones, I mean, you mentioned the future, and it feels like both of these parties need to understand that this is the best path forward, as Daniel Jones, didn't have that 5th-year